Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. At least 1,000 people are feared to have died on the French island territory of Mayotte in the Indian Ocean after a cyclone brought wind speeds of up to 140 miles per hour. Police video shows uprooted trees and flattened homes after Cyclone Shido hit. And here the scale of the devastation from the air. Mayotte's prefect warns the number of killed may even reach several thousand. French authorities say the central hospital has suffered significant damage. It's the worst cyclone to hit the island in 90 years, with waves of up to 8 meters high. Mayotte is one of the poorest parts of France, with many of the 300,000 population living in shantytowns. The French Interior Minister here arriving on the island, promising to work with the EU to rebuild the territory. And here, French military video showing aid for the archipelago.
UNICEF is concerned about the immediate impacts of this cyclone, the loss of life, the damage to schools, to people's homes, to healthcare facilities. We're also worried about the longer-term impacts. Children potentially being cut off from learning for weeks on end, people unable to get access to healthcare, and the potential spread of waterborne diseases like cholera and malaria.
Two Russian oil tankers have been badly damaged in the Black Sea, causing an oil spill. Footage released by Russia's Southern Transport Prosecutor's Office showed the bow of one tanker completely broken off, with streaks of oil visible in the water. Both tankers are believed to have drifted before running aground offshore. At least one crew member was reportedly killed. The incident took place in the Kerch Strait, which separates Russia from Crimea. A rescue operation involving tugboats, helicopters and more than 50 personnel saw 13 crew members rescued from one tanker before being suspended due to bad weather. South Korea's Constitutional Court has begun trial proceedings for the impeachment of President Yoon Suk-yeol, who was suspended for declaring martial law and plunging his country into political turmoil. MPs voted to impeach Yoon last Saturday after his actions sparked widespread protests calling for him to step down. The court now has 6 months to decide whether to remove Yoon or reinstate him. Yoon's ruling People Power Party has been grappling with the fallout ever since, with its leader announcing his resignation on Monday. 7 foreigners in Fiji have been sent to hospital for suspected poisoning after drinking pina coladas at a 5-star resort bar. 5 are tourists, with 1 from the US and the rest from Australia, aged between 18 and 56. 2 others are foreigners living in Fiji, according to local media reports citing the health ministry. Some were previously reported to be seriously ill, but local officials said on Monday that their symptoms have since improved, and some were set to be discharged. Zakir Hussain, one of the world's greatest tabla players, has died at the age of 73. The Indian classical music icon died of idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, a lung disease, at a hospital in San Francisco. Hussain was a 4-time Grammy Award winner and has received the Padma Vibhushan, India's second highest civilian award. Through his performances, he transformed the tabla into a globally loved solo instrument that was the star of the show. And the Indian teenager Gukesh Dommaraju has made a triumphant return to India, arriving at southern Chennai airport to a huge fanfare and media frenzy. Gukesh became the youngest chess world champion by beating the defending champion Ding Liren of China in a dramatic turn of events in the last game of a 14-game match in Singapore. The new world champion at the age of 18 is 4 years younger than the previous youngest champion. The match was a 14-round long-time classical event with a prize fund of $2.5 million. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.